Yes, it's welcome along to Paul Draper of Manson, although on this sad occasion, ex of Manson, I suppose, Paul, because the band is no more. Is that official now?
Yeah, no, the band split up about 18 months ago, and we've basically just been working on a 3 CD box set which comprises the unfinished material that we were writing when the band split.
So where did it all go wrong?
It's pretty much your usual standard, things with bands. The band went for 9 years, so it was a hell of a long time for an alternative band. And then I think by the time we were recording the last album, everyone was sick of it, and we didn't really have any perspective on what we were doing, and just decided we were all better off doing our different things.
Was it the classic musical differences?
No, it wasn't musical differences. I think we were all just sick to death of each other being in the same room, probably.
So what prompted getting together to put out this box set?
Well, the box set originally came about, as far as I know, from a petition that was done on a Manson fan website that went round to the record company, and the record company came to me with the idea of basically putting out the fourth album, which we sort of recorded, 3/4 of it recorded, and they wanted to know whether we would participate and sift through the tapes and write some liner notes.
So what was the feeling with the band members then? Because with that lost fourth album, as it were the band happy with that, and therefore are they happy with it coming out now if you weren't happy with it at the time?
Well, at the time we didn't really have any perspective on it at all, really. I mean, the band never split on the musical side. It was more because we didn't want to work together anymore. After a year of the band being split up, once this idea had come back, and the idea of putting out an album which had the fourth album sessions on it, that appealed to me a lot more, because it's not finished music. It's a CD of album sessions, and that's basically how I look at it. I don't have that emotional connection that I had when I was making it, where you want everything to be perfect and right.
But I think the sad thing is that it does sound good, and Manson fans will be out there saying, if only they kept together.
Yeah, there is that element, but unfortunately the band wasn't able to carry on, so it was, that's literally the best we could do, unfortunately. But I think it's good that the album's seen the light of day, really.
So we've got that. We've got the Lost Fourth album. We've got some non-album singles, some EPs, and some rarities as well. Take us. What's your highlights on it?
Well, I think for me the fourth album sessions, because I think now that we put it together, I think it's, I think that really it's, I think we're pleased that we've done it, because we did have our reservations, and we'd not really listened to the tapes after the band had split. And over the last few months we sifted through everything and thought, this will sound good as a record of a band making an album. And so, obviously the other tracks, the unreleased stuff, had been floating around for a while, and the second CD, which is a collection of the best of the EP tracks, we'd sort of recorded, and they've been out for years. So the fourth album sessions is the sort of highlight for me.
I do like that, but I have to say I do particularly like your version of "Shot by Both Sides" as well, which is.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. I mean, that was interesting because Chad, the guitarist, he sings on that, and that was the only record of him taking on lead vocals in the band, so that's why we put that on. And that was Magazine was sort of one of our big influences, and they, it was the only cover that we ever done, really.
In your time, Manson, they were a hard-working band. And what memories have you got of touring, and touring specifically about Nottingham, as we're here on the Nottingham website? Did you?
Yeah, well, we played Rock City, quite a few times. That was really good, and the Uni and stuff. And I'd, in fact, I had a girlfriend who lived in Nottingham for 3 years, so I spent half of my time in Manson living in Nottingham on the sly, but no one knew.
What's Paul Draper going to do with himself?
Well, I've just been, pretty much when I left the band, I took a hiatus from the music industry and took some time off. And I've just getting to work on a new project, which I'm not sure will be a band or a solo album or whatever, but I'm just basically demoing and writing all the songs at the moment.
And the rest of the members, are they staying in music, or are they going elsewhere, a new direction?
I'm not sure, actually. I think Chad, the guitarist, is going to work as a guitarist and work with other bands and other artists. Andy, the drummer, is I think he's got a new band together, but I can't remember the name. And the bass player, we haven't seen him for a while, and we think he's left the music industry.
I don't want to be morbid, but it does sound a bit sad that Manson together for so many years, and yet it seems now you're not even keeping in touch.
No, well, I see Chad regularly. I mean, me and Chad were always sort of big mates, and we still are, but we all live at different ends of the country now and talk on the phone every now and again. But, that's, once you've been in the band with people for 9 years, you just want to, the last thing you want to do is hang out with them.
But when Kleptomania takes off, Paul, and it's rocketing up the charts, will there be the temptation to sort of maybe pull the boys together again?
No, Manson will never reform. No, I mean, Never's
a long time. What about in the future? 10
No,
years
I
down,
don't
10 years
know.
down the line.
No, the band will never reform, but that won't happen.
Well, listen, thanks for the memories.
No
There's some
worries,
great
mate.
music out there, and maybe the band's not going to get together, but let's keep our fingers crossed for Kleptomania.
All right, mate. Cheers.